Revenge 15 years in the making. Revenge holds interest too. This one came from my brother-in-law after a conversation that we had last night. They had a family friend, we'll call him John, that had a wage dispute with an old boss, we'll call him Mike Hawk. John used to work for Mike Hawk back in the 90s on a construction crew. Mike Hawk was the general contractor and John was a good employee, but Mike Hawk was a stingy penny pincher that was notorious for shorting wages and paying late. It was a terrible work environment, so of course, John quit. Mike Hawk owed John $200 on his last paycheck and refused to pay it. John threatened to take Mike Hawk to small claims court to recover his money. Mike Hawk's response was fine, sue me. So that's exactly what John did. John brought the case against Mike Hawk in court, and guess who didn't show up for the hearing? That's right, Mike Hawk ghosted. John won the judgment by default. John then took the judgment and recorded a lien on Mike Hawk's house for the $200 he was owed. As you can probably guess by now, Mike Hawk is an idiot, and never had a clue that John recorded the lien. 15 years later, it's 2007 and the housing market starts to crash. Mike Hawk wants to get out from under his house and, lo and behold, discovers that no one wants to buy his house because of John's lien. Mike Hawk calls John and berates him, threatens him, and does everything short of strangling him through the phone to try and get him to remove the lien. John doesn't budge an inch, and tells Mike Hawk that the only way he's removing the lien is if he gets back his $200 plus additional terms. Mike Hawk is furious, and after several more expletive-filled conversations, agrees to pay John off. He asks John where he can mail the check to, as John had moved several hours away. John says absolutely not, the only way he was going to accept the money was if Mike Hawk hand-delivered payment to him, in cash. The next day, Mike Hawk drives 4 hours out to John's new home. John's terms on the payoff were $200 at 25% interest compounded monthly, over the previous 15 years. For you math junkies out there, that's a grand total of $8,182.80 that Mike Hawk handed over. John took the cash, gave his old boss a clear view of his middle finger, and shut the door in his face. He then happily removed the lien from Mike Hawk's house. Should have just paid the man his $200 bucks when he had the chance.